Let's go. How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? We are live. We've got a kind of busy stream today. We're gonna have to do some internet searching as well for some photos because I wasn't able to get any good ones for a few of the things we're gonna talk about in the news section, which is gonna be the bulk of this video. But we do have an unboxing. We've got our aaannnd box today, which is way larger than it really should be for what's in here. So I don't know if like they have like a ton of extra dunnage or something in here to kind of like fill it out or hide items to make it harder for tariffs. I don't know what they're doing. So it kind of explains why it was expensive to ship. So I mean it's another large box for me, and then it feels like there's a ton of dunnage, and we just literally got a Tamashii reveal. Oh, it's just the Masked Rider that we saw before. So we're probably gonna have excuse me, some Tamashii reveals while we're live. I'm actually gonna bring up Instagram here quick, just in the background, just in case we get anything fun. Gonna get on Tamashii's page, so I'll get the notification on my phone. I'll see it. We'll switch right on over to Instagram, and then we can, you know, do the dance of looking at new releases. So that is that, and then we'll look at what's coming out this month as well. So we do have a few things that are coming out this month, just to kind of show you what's up ahead at the beginning of June. So, all right, let's open up this box. I was gonna pre-cut this, and then I ended up not pre-cutting it because, you know, I feel like people like to see everything pretty, you know, you guys like to see it all get opened. This is a big box once again. Oops, sorry, Bubba. Tater is right here. Oh yes, Tater. He's a good boy. Tater's here. He's gonna watch us unbox this SOB. So probably for a little bit, and then he's probably gonna go hide in the bed. He likes to go to sleep in there and take naps. So make sure there's no shipping labels. We got some fun stuff in here. In fact, there's something Godzilla related in here, but I kind of forgot that's in here. I'm very excited to see it. Oh, let's not bend up the box too much. Very excited to see it. Oh, hey, we got a new Ami art card. This looks like, I don't know if that's like a collab character for another show. That's Ami is like mascot, so that's pretty cool. I don't have this one. Oh, and got a ton of stuff on the back too. Interesting. Oh, that's a feedback report. Dude, I love when companies do feedback reports because that's something I know customer service area has been pretty awful the last few years. That is all dunnage. Oh my god. I opened it up. I'm gonna just kind of what the hell is that? Wait. What the heck? Oh, I know what that is. Okay. So, like, look at that. Like, look at how much dead space there is in this box. No wonder this was like $60. What the hell? Okay, well, okay. So the Godzilla thing that we got is the Japanese Blu-ray release for all of the Godzilla Fest shorts. This is all 5 of them that came out. So this is the original. They show them on the back. It's like the Godzilla 90s short, the Godzilla vs. Hedorah anniversary short, the Godzilla vs. Gigan anniversary short, the Jet Jaguar anniversary short, and then last year's 70th anniversary short with Jet Jaguar and King Ghidorah. So we have this. I had to grab this because it's, well, Tokusatsu. So plus Godzilla. Of course, probably going to be opening this guy up first. Oh god, he looks so good. The SH Figure Arts Daima Goku, just regular adult. It's kind of weird to call him adult, but you know, he does get turned into a kid in the show. We have something we're not going to show too much. Well, maybe not going to show that one off stream at all. We got yeah, we got anime statue. Maybe we're gonna keep that one off YouTube. It's not too bad, but YouTube likes to be weird about things, so I'm gonna just be safe on that one. We've got one box we gotta open up in here. We have 2 Ultramen. We have 2 New Generation Stars versions. And these are 2 I've never owned these before. We have Ginga and Victory. So that's pretty cool. Ginga and Victory. And then the good and bad thing about that set is that I still have to buy the old version of each one because they come with different accessories. So I like the paint job on the newer ones, but they aren't complete technically. And then we got this box. This is not how I thought they would ship this. I can't believe they put all that stuff in that box and then overstuffed the top. Obviously the items are secure, and that's a good thing. And I appreciate them throwing in the safety, but double filling my box like that's kind of wild. Okay. So we have 2 more SHFs. These are the, kind of just looking at everything in here, the 2.5 Seduction Girls. This is Mikari and Riska SHFs. So we got both of these. Not going to open these ones up on stream. I actually don't even know if I'm going to open these up at all. I might just keep these ones sealed for a little while, just in case. So I know a few friends that didn't pick these up that might be interested in these, so I might keep these unopened for them just in case. So those are pretty cool. I'm excited about those. We'll see. I know the Riska, I can't remember her name. I know she's actually really solid. I didn't see a lot of videos for Mirakai for some reason, so that was a little odd to me, but it is what it is. So, okay. So we're gonna do new stuff as I'm kind of, well, no, let's get these all open, because then I'm gonna have to keep changing camera angles. So we're not gonna go as crazy in depth with this as these what I normally do. I'm gonna take out the figure. I'm gonna do a quick, reaction to the figure itself, and then that's it. We won't I won't like take out all the accessories and do all that junk. I will just put the plastic trays behind me on this work desk, so they're out of the way. I kind of wish Adult Goku had a Nioibo for his adult size, because we only have one, and that was an accessory set. That's long sold out for the Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku. Oh, dude. Okay. This Goku is incredible. Daima Adult Goku. This is so cool. Oh, dude. They took all the issues that Beast had, and they just fixed it. They just fixed it. Wow. These arms are crazy. And then I do know there's a mod for this. I think so. There's like a waist joint in here. You pop the top off, and then you pop that inner chest out, and then it really leans and bends and does all the crazy stuff. I'm probably not going to do that personally, but you never know. Here's the new yet old single jointed knees. I mean, they could get a little bit more range, but they look good. They look very nice. The ankles. Oh my goodness. Okay, Goku is... Okay, I need to put Goku down, otherwise I'm actually going to sit here and just get distracted playing with him on stream. That is super, super cool. So that's 2 base Gokus that are knocks out of the park. So that pleases me a lot. That is great. Which is funny, because one of them is a 2.0 and one of them is a 3.0, 4.0, depending on how you want to put it. let's open up Victory and Ginga. I'll get them both open, and then we'll do the song and dance. New Generation Stars version. I will admit, Victory's got a pretty cool Specium beam effect, so I'm very excited to... Oh man, that's so cool. It's not going to fit in my Ultraman accessory tote, which is already filled to the brim. So these guys, actually, their accessories don't have anywhere to go. I think these blast effects are a little too large. Holy moly, Ginga's huge. Okay, there's Ginga. Put this here so we don't drop any pieces. We don't want Tater eating anything, because he will if it drops. He's a cutie boy. But the second he sees Dad or Mom drop something in a panic, he's going for it, because that means snack. Snack. Which, I shouldn't have said that to him. I said that around him, because now he's going to want one. We'll get one after stream, okay, Papa? He's a good boy. It's kind of cold in here. We got the AC, like, just ripping at our place due to Larissa and Tater overheating a lot, so we have to keep it really, really cold in the house, which, not the largest fan, but we do what we do for the ones we love. So I've got my blankets actually wrapped up around me, which is why he's cuddling so close to me, because he loves my blankets. But also it's keeping us both kind of warm. Victory is feeling pretty good. Like I said, I never owned Victory. Joints are feeling nice. Nothing broken. He looks good. Forget I gotta do this on the camera. Kind of struggling to get the arm to raise up as much. Oh, that's because the arm piece. That's right. Yeah, so his arms only go out like that wide. He's got no bicep, but I think he's got the elbow joint to replace it, right? Oh yeah, his elbows twist instead of his biceps turning. So he's got some funkiness to him, but I think feels like they got everything else. Oh yeah, that head. Look at that. You can look all the way up. That's cool. That's cool. I know nothing about this Ultraman, so I know nothing about him. I know a little bit about Ginga, very, very, very little. So, you know, it is what it is. Is it? Wait, is this Ginga? Yeah, this is Ginga. Yeah. I know. Not much. Not much. I do know that he's the first in New Generation, technically, era Ultraman. So, but his Blu-ray set from Mill Creek has sold out like a few of those earlier ones. So, and they're not streaming anywhere, at least readily that I can find, and not consistently. So I can't like watch this. I am kind of I'm like I'm a 1/5 of the way through Gaia because it's on YouTube for free with ads, which is not too bad. It only plays like 2 ads per episode, maybe 3, so that's not terrible. Dude, Ginga's awesome. Ginga's also, these two feel like they're super bulky. I don't know what it is. These two just look thick, like they've been at the gym, the Ultraman gym. His head doesn't look up as much though. So that's pretty cool. These are pretty nice. Like I said, never owned these 2 Ultras, so having Ginga and Victory will start to fill out the New Generation side of my collection, which is funny because I have more New Generation characters than I do Showa right now. Of course, Taro and Luffy get re-released in August for Japan at least, so I'm probably going to pick those up. August is an expensive month. You know, you got possibilities of Legion. Already have a ton of pre-orders that month. I've got to cancel a few. They're just, it's too much, and with Legion, it's too much. And that's without putting Luffy and Taro in there. I haven't pre-ordered them yet. So, but, oh dude, this Goku's probably the show stealer. I'm not gonna lie, but we'll see. I'll give everyone a fair play chance after stream. I'll play with everything and see how I'm feeling about these releases. But I am This Daima Goku is going hard. That is for sure. Can already tell. That is super cool. He poses up really, really nice. Super, super nice. I cannot wait for Vegeta next month, which is the perfect the perfect cutaway into next, or the end of this month's active pre-orders, things that are releasing this month. We have a few things coming out, not as much. It's actually a little bit slower this month, thankfully, which helps my wallet. So we have, let me switch over to normal. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna switch here. So we have the Tamashii Web exclusive Hipporito coming out at the end of this month. Got mine paid for from aaannnd Games, which I believe it is still in stock. Yes, it's still in stock, so you guys can pre-order it if you like it. It looks pretty good. Comes with a mini ace to hold on to, which is kind of cool. And that's about it. I mean, one thing I noticed in all of these photos is those legs aren't really moving forward and back too much. They do at the knees, but not at the actual hips. Whereas in this photo, it's just they're spread out horizontally, not vertically. So I don't think his hips are going to kick too much, which is admittingly a little awkward. It's going to be a little awkward. They can there at the top of the joint, but looks like this section doesn't move at all. So it looks like they maybe adjust a little bit, these two like armor pieces, but it looks like most of the hip is right here. So it's going to kind of be like Majin Buu from the SHF, but without the joint. So it looks good, though. I'm still very excited for this release. It is disappointing that maybe the legs are going to be more limited, but it kind of looks like that's the suit in the design. So honestly, I'm not going to be super, super upset. The next two things that I have, I'm going to set the DVD over here really quick. I can't see myself on the webcam, so hopefully everything's going okay. The next few things we have, oops, Monster Arts. This month we have two things from Ami and the one from aaannnd. Oh, not you. Whoopsie. If you guys want to get your, oh goodness. Bruh. Come on. There we go. Okay. I went a little too fast. So the 2004 Godzilla Final Wars is getting a reissue. So that is baller. Obviously, got mine on pre-order. Hey, Sharktopus, how's it going? Just decided to click back in. Perfect timing then. Hey, buddy. How you doing today? How you doing? So Final Wars Godzilla is coming out. Very excited for that, for a reissue. And then we have the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball. Let's see. And they still have some available. We have the Daima Vegeta, which... Well, okay, that pose doesn't look the best. But the rest of these poses look awesome. A new 3.0 Vegeta. And the very nice thing about Vegeta is he's only got like that neck piece that you have to like skin tone match. So you can, as long as this head works with the older Vegeta molds, you should be able to pop any head off of any of Vegeta's and hopefully be able to use it with this guy. Hopefully. So I'm pretty pumped about that, I'm not gonna lie. Super, super cool. Happy Daima Vegeta is gonna be here. And Final Wars Goji. So very, very excited for those. Any other updates from Tamashii? No. So this is what they just announced. I'm not a Kamen Rider guy, so I have no idea on that. So Final Wars reissue, Kaiser. Yeah, Kaiser's... I don't want to say nothing, but I would say so, yeah. Because they normally release in some sort of pairs. So Kaiser, some other Final Wars release. Possible that Monster X might get a 2.0. Maybe. We'll see. I would guess... Well, we'll get to that in a little bit. The Tamashii predictions for this month. I've got a few ideas, so we'll talk about that once we go through some of the new stuff that is confirmed. Also coming this month, SH Figure Arts, the Gundam G Quux. We got it. The main character is getting a figure arts, so I might actually pick this one up. We'll see. I've been having a lot of fun. Excuse me, with G Quux. Weird name, but super fun. So, what else? Oh, okay. I think we're good. Okay. Is that all you guys can see? So is Bandai still not shipping? No. So with the tariff situation kind of on a 90-day pause at 30%, by the sounds of it, it sounds like everything's picking back up. HobbyLink Japan is now using all shipping options available. There was also a lot of reports that supposedly over the last month and a half, HobbyLink Japan only had like 2 or 3 orders that got tariffs hit, and they were over the $800 mark. So weird things going on there, because there was plenty of things I saw online that would say that would not be correct. So it's kind of all over the place on what's going on. I think either all these sites silently took the hit for us, which is possible, or things were reported wrong, or even the government doesn't know what they're doing, which is most likely, or USPS also doesn't agree and kind of silently didn't enforce things as hard. I don't really know. I was told that this box should have been hit with tariffs, and I didn't, at least as of right now, unless I'm going to get a letter later in the day. I, as of right now, don't have any tariffs on this box, so any of them. Even the 30% that is the current pause. The current pause is 90 days of 30%, so, and I don't have that, so who knows? Who knows? That is about all I can say about that, is who damn knows anymore. But let's talk about some news stuff. So we're going to move into the hot topic first, because I feel like a lot of people are going to want to talk about this, and that is absolutely A-okay. I got to look at one thing on this screen here quick. Okay, we're all good. We're going to talk about we're going to be talking about the Hiya 91 set. The hot topic, which we're not really going to talk about King Ghidorah, not because it's because I only want to say bad things. It's just the King Ghidorah is like basically perfect. There's no better way to put it. It's the Ghidorah is basically perfect. It looks really good. I'm not gonna sit here and try to be like, oh, it looks different. No, it looks good. I still think the tails are too big, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. That's just more of like a, personal. It's more of a personal choice. I should have formatted these before stream, but I kind of, honestly, I got a little busy before stream, so there we go. So, there we go. Okay, so we've got a few photos here. These are not my photos. These are all photos from the internet, so I don't, oh, that's the wrong screen. I just flashed the YouTube. The new, I just flashed my YouTube screen. That's fine. So this is the Godzilla 91. Okay, where's my webcam? There it is. I'm gonna take this. There you go. You guys don't need me. You guys don't need me that large for this. So here we have multiple photos from online. So these are the Hiya preview videos the Hiya preview video of the Godzilla 91. This was like a few weeks before it came out. Then this is the promo photos, I believe, the promo photo burning, or Protoformer 91. Here's one of the in-hand 91s, and this is the suit. And just to keep this fair, I didn't grab a fourth photo, which is most of them are now showing they have huge eyes, like huge inner eyes, just huge. They look like cats with their eyes super wide, and they look weird. Some of them look weird. This one doesn't look as bad, but they do look weird. King Ghidorah looks like it'll be my new favorite figure in my collection. That Godzilla. Yeah, I mean, I have some issues with this one. This little temple region, he's so flat. I don't know why his head's so flat. And it doesn't look as flat in these photos. This Godzilla also looks way shinier than this one, but that's probably just lighting. The snout is wrong. There's just some weird things with this head sculpt. I'll say that. If Tamashii put this exact same head sculpt out, if they announced a 91, I forget what hill him and King Ghidorah fight on, which this probably is honestly something that this might be something that we might get, because we still need a third issue, a decisive battle version of King Ghidorah 91, not Mecha King Ghidorah. So this technically is an option. If Tamashii put this out, I wouldn't be that happy about it either. It's not too bad, but it's weird. It looks weird, which is a common issue with this suit. It's not just Hiya. Every company that does this version of 91 normally struggles with it, so I'm not gonna sit here and berate them or do this, especially when some copies look a little bit better than this one. This is a final product right here on this side, so but it isn't as accurate as the suit, so, which once again, not a big deal, but the proportions do make it look really, really weird. In my opinion, I think they're a little weird. And then when he's got the big, like, the black goes all the way out here, and the colors aren't right either. There's just some weird stuff going with this release. I think this was probably the first, or this is the second. He's just Big Kitty. Yeah, kind of. I think this is probably the second example of Hiya probably going to start having. Oop. Sorry, I had to sneeze. This is probably the second example of the demand for Hiya products is going up and up and up and up and up, and the fact that they're the first molder of this figure, I don't think is with the company anymore. I believe the guy that left a few months ago was the guy that designed this. He did the first few of these Toho releases. I don't think he's there anymore or active. So they made some changes to it. I think the sculpt of the promo photos actually does look better, but I like the paint and the finish of the final one much, much, much more. And then, of course, not to make this all about dogging on Hiya, because that's not what it's supposed to be, but this is part of it. Let's just look at... We don't need these anymore. We're not going to talk about the head too much, because I don't want to seem like I'm bashing it. It's a minor thing, comparatively. This is its retort to me. What the hell is that tail articulation? That is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy insane articulation in the tail. There's not a single monster arts that can do that. None of them. Not even Golza with its wire tail that should be able to do this and more. Can't even do this either because the wire just breaks in the tail. So that, yeah, for a little miss on the head, they made up for in the tail articulation. I believe the rest of the limbs are basically what, you would get out of the monster. It's maybe a little less, maybe a little more. It's about the same. I haven't seen too many people make a debate on the two in that area, so that they've got to be similar. But yeah, this tail being able to not only curl up, but then swing, 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 curl again, swing, curl, swing, is insane. So hey, Tamashii, whatever your next release is, take a look at this with the tail and add it. Do it. Yeah, this is a W. Yeah, no, there's no denying that. It looks good. It looks good. I'm once again not getting either one of these, but I'm not going to deny they're really nice. I don't think either one is a monster arts killer, like some people have tried to say. I think they're very, very nice. Do I have the photo? Here it is. Here's Hiya Ghidorah next to the 91 Godzilla. So if anyone was thinking about maybe getting the Hiya Ghidorah and just keeping your monster arts 91, although this looks really nice, this is not. These are not in scale with each other. So they don't scale. Ghidorah is way too big, which is kind of a nice problem to have. So it still works if you want a gigantic King Ghidorah, which I know some of the comic book versions of Heisei Ghidorah is like huge. So like you kind of can, use this as more of a comic book Heisei Ghidorah. If Ghidorah can wrap, the wings are all bendable wires. And I don't have the photo, but the wings can, like, bend in like this. Like, all the way. So the wings can flap and stuff. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. And I know the heads can dip all the way down in, which neither monster arts can do. So, and then it's got more leg articulation. It's kind of got a weird, like, belly area. Oh, strangle. Godzilla's too small, so you'd have to prop Godzilla up. Or you'd have to lower Ghidorah, which, I'm going to be honest, I think the legs you probably could get him to squat. So you probably could get him to do more of a squat with the tail and the leg articulation. So you could make it work. But I feel like if you just had something to sit Godzilla up on, I'm pretty sure these necks are articulated enough to wrap around his body enough to make it look better than the monster arts. It will look better than the monster arts. I will say that. It more than likely will. It more than likely will. Well, it definitely will. Okay. It will. It will. But, I think this is just more of like a... As of right now, when you compare the retails, this is kind of more of your personal taste because the monster arts, the special color version retail was $140, I think. $140, $150. This is $120, I think. But obviously, getting a monster arts Ghidorah for retail is unlikely. So definitely, I won't say that this isn't tempting. This definitely is tempting, but I do like the actual depth of the monster arts sculpt a little bit. He doesn't come with gravity beams. I mean, so we all know that they're going to release a second version of this at some point, and it will have the gravity beams. Same thing with Mecha King Ghidorah, that, or maybe they'll do a set. I could kind of see them doing something where maybe, well, yeah, because both Ghidorahs have damaged wings, so they're probably going to do a battle damaged 91 Ghidorah and Mecha King Ghidorah at some point down the line. So I would assume probably sooner than later. Just knowing how Hiya works. So it's definitely good though. I think these are Hiya hit it out of the park. I'm gonna move the... we'll just throw them in snips so we can start getting things cleared off of here. So while we're talking about King Ghidorah, let's talk about this. This is the Ichiban Kuji. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. Ichiban Kuji King Ghidorah. So this is the lottery figures. So the ones that if you're in Japan, you get out of a crane game. That's what this is. And then same thing with this. Holy moly. These two are insane. These are, I would debate, the best looking Bandai Heisei Ghidorahs ever. They are really, really nice looking. Mecha King Ghidorah looks amazing. I mean, King Ghidorah just looks awesome. See, and not saying anything bad about the Hiya, it's just personal choice. These tails are not that thick, where the Hyas are like big old tree trunks. And these are supposed to be more suit accurate, where I think, the Hiya does have its own stylization, and it definitely works. It definitely works with the Hiya. I think it works. But for me personally, I like the thinner, more snake tails, I guess. I think it fits with the design a little bit better, in my opinion. But again, that's only opinion, so it's okay to have different ones. Hi, Boba. Oh, sorry, he's over here. You guys can probably hear him. He's going, he just wants attention. He's a spoiled boy, and that's okay, because we spoil him. He got some cantaloupe today and some strawberries. Got some feed. He's just tired. He's ready for a nap, which, I'm talking super loud because this mic, doesn't take the audio the best. But, so yeah, these Ghidorahs are insane in the membrane, I think it's safe to say. We're going to close these out. We'll take a closer look at some of these other photos. Let's grab. Here's one of the heads on Ghidorah. Obviously, these are going to be a little pixelated. They're all over Facebook. I believe Kaiju United has made their posts about this, about the Ghidorahs. Maybe they might be. I can't remember. But yeah, these look super, super good. Super suit accurate. The wings look awesome. They just killed it. They got the shape right. They got everything right with the 91, the regular 91. Body looks good. See, here's the thing with the Hiya. Like, it kind of had like not a beer belly, but it was more round. Where this kind of like, the Hiya looks like it's a real creature. Where this, oops, wrong screen. This is the suit. You know what I mean? This is the suit. And I think if I'm gonna have one or the other, I would rather have the suit personally. I would rather have closer to the suit on something like this, like on a stationary piece like this. But it looks good. I think, honestly, I need to stop saying it like that, and I'm just going to say it like this. It is an absolute W that Heisei 91 Ghidorah got 2 amazing releases basically back to back. Do the detail on this, the depth on the scales is insane. Holy moly. We've got what will probably, well, not probably, what is the best articulated King Ghidorah and the Hiya, and now we've got probably the best Bandai vinyl King Ghidorah. I don't know if these are gonna scale super well. Let's look at the back here quick. One last photo of the 91, the regular. I don't know how well these are gonna scale with the movie Monster Series figures. I would assume these are going to be a little too big. Maybe. What do we think? Maybe a little too big. Oh, we saw that one already, so we could throw that one in there. Here's the back of Mecha King Ghidorah. So the tails pop out. I would assume, hopefully when Bandai makes another SMH, he'll come with upgrades to look more like this. I don't think so, but I would hope so, but I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they're just gonna. But you never know with the Hiya, with the Hiya competition. Maybe they will. I feel like people were thinking that 8 years ago when the special color version wasn't out yet, and then people really got disappointed. So I normally don't try to hope for 2.0s or upgrades, but it is definitely something that they should do. So hopefully they do. I think the Mecha King Ghidorah looks pretty on. I mean, obviously, it's mainly the heads with the monster arts that need to change to make it look better. Oh, man, dude, the pose. I love... So we've the middle head's kind of like curving out. This one's curving out, but it's super like tucked in, and this one's just all the way out. Dude, they killed the pose on this. They killed it. Look at the eyes. Sculpt. This head looks amazing. The green eye looks perfect. Oh my god. It looks so good. They really, really killed it with Mecha King Ghidorah. I'm all for this. And oh, dude. It looks so nice. See, and this is where I think it almost looks like the monster arts if you don't include the heads. So I think the monster arts Mecha King Ghidorah has a good body on it. A very, very good body. Here is the wings showing you that like hexel pattern. I believe it's called hexel. It looks super mesmerizing to look at. It's almost a little too much to look at. And here's the tail tips, which also look nice. I'm gonna hate organizing this folder. This is where I basically like throw all my promo photos and stuff like that. All that stuff that we use on stream goes in this folder. Normally I name I did it again. Normally I name everything so I can just look down the line, but they're all just titled image. So I'm gonna have a hell of a time later trying to find those. Next we're gonna talk about the prototypes or the plastic kit figure. Oh my goodness. Oh, this sucks. This is gonna be all blurry and stuff. Well, okay. So these are the plastic kits that got announced. There's actually one more. Why is Destroyers in scale, not Godzilla's? Very confused. No, don't do that. Why is the Godzilla one so damn small? There we go. That's good enough. And then there's the -1 as well, which you can see basically the concept art for the -1 right there. These look insane. God damn, I did it again. Sorry. The detail on these, like the Destroyer, is ridiculous. This is probably the most suit accurate Destroyer out there. I dare say, like in this scale, which I don't think these are supposed to be too large. I can't remember if these are in the same line as the Godzilla and Mechagodzilla that came out earlier this year, I think, or last year. Those little model kit, the more inexpensive ones. I can't remember if that's this line or this is a completely new line. I mean, the detail on these are insane, so maybe these are their own unique thing, but these are awesome, these resin casts. And then the -1 is also really cool. I tried finding a photo of that, and I couldn't find it anywhere, so kind of just got screwed on that one. So, I'm going to sit here real quick. So, yeah. That's kind of it for news. There was something else. I have a note here really quick. Let's see here. I thought I had another note on a new release. Oh, that's right. I have to grab it from my iCloud really quick. I didn't pull them over. I apologize, everyone. So you guys got to sit here and look at my unpretty face for a little while. Have you guys watched the Gamera live stream yet? Or not the live stream, the Gamera review yet? The SH Monster, it's 96 Gamera review. If you haven't, I ask, of course, if you guys have time today. It is very long. 21 minutes. Was not expecting it to be 21 minutes. And it was a lot longer. Excuse me. Before I cut it apart. I'll say it like that. Before I edited it down, it was much longer. But it was a lot of fun. Oh, what? Oh no, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. Oh no. Oh, there it is. Okay. The mistake of. Did you already do the Funko? That's just what I was getting to. Just as I was typing, yep. So yeah, there's no Super Godzilla. Unless you're talking about the movie Monster Series one that just came out. But yeah, here's the Funkos. These look super cool. It's kind of like the black and white. Like this one looks more ink, like an ink print, and then the Godzilla, I believe that's the 2000. Just kind of looks like the Burning Godzilla they did. Or not a Burning Godzilla, it was the 2019 Godzilla. It looks really cool. The Kiryu Destroyer and Space Godzilla are brand new sculpts. We're going to see if these get locked to hell. I mean, the Destroyer is mostly, accurate. But the Kiryu and the Space Godzilla are not. I mean, this is kind of like a poster color version, or poster color paint, kind of, a little bit, but not really. It looks super awesome, though. Yeah, it's only Space Godzilla, not Super Godzilla. If they were going to do a Super Godzilla, there would be a bag in here as well, and there's no bag in, so I would say it's unlikely. The Kiryu looks super cool. It's a little thin, and it doesn't have the the battle pack of either version. And I believe technically, let me look this up really quick. That is Kiryu 02, by the way, because he doesn't have the weird like shoulder pike thing that basically is kind of like the mechanism that controls the drill. So that is not here. So it is Mechagodzilla 02, Kiryu 02. Yeah, these look pretty cool. I'm not gonna buy any. It's not for me. Not anymore. Which is okay. I don't think anyone choosing to buy these is a bad idea. These are super, super cool. Funko has been killing it, I'll be honest, with the Toho Legacy Godzilla stuff, as Lines and Toho have kind of called it to differentiate it from the Legendary stuff. The Legacy stuff, it looks really cool. It looks super, super cool. And these sculpts are out of this world. And you got Mecha King Ghidorah, you got all the ones that released Gigan, Mecha Godzilla 74, like, and all the Godzillas that released this year. They're just super, or last year, I can't remember. It was last year, right? Last year, yeah. Like the Shin, I have the Shin Godzilla. It's fun. But these as well, is just super, super cool. So anyone who collects Funko Pops, you guys are kind of in a W right now for Godzilla stuff. So, and then this stuff kind of gets expensive after a little bit. But are they overpriced? I don't know. I mean, let's I have to private the screen really quick for the beginning parts of getting into Amazon. Let's see how much they are. I wouldn't think these are expensive. Oop. Let me see. So I'm getting Destroya pulled up. Oh, these were supposed to go up for pre-order, weren't they? Huh. Well, Destroya's not up for pre-order yet. So, here. I only have the Godzilla 2000. Let's see. Where's the other image? Where's... Let's see. Because, I mean, if the Destroya and the Space Godzilla are the 6-inch scale and not the 4-inch scale, like, those would be worth it. Like, 22, 21. Oh, these are tariff pricings, that's why. Yeah. $20. These are the 4-inch ones. Ooh. Yeah, I think this already sold out. I think. Holy moly. I mean, there's the jumbo. I might actually get the jumbo. That looks really cool. I'm not gonna lie. $20. I don't know about that. I don't know if it's overpriced. I think a lot of people. It's tariff stuff. It sucks to say, but it is tariff stuff a little bit, I think. And is an exclusive, which normally the exclusives are about $20 if I'm not mistaken. So, like, I don't think it's overpriced. Even as a guy who that is not, like, I'm not the intended purchaser or the intended customer, I don't think that's too bad. It's not too bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. So, that's my opinion. That's my 2 cents. Ultimately, it comes up to who's ever purchasing it. If you think it's worth that much, then go ahead and spend it. If you don't think it's that much, maybe try to see if it comes out. But like I said, that kind of looks like it's already sold out. So, like, unless it hasn't been put up for sale yet, which is possible. I have no idea on release times. I couldn't care less. I thought they were supposed to come out today or tomorrow. So, see, it looks like the standard bricks clickbaited me again. Yeah, if they're not like Godzilla fans, and they're trying to like justify prices, it's like I'm getting a little hot water here, maybe a little bit. When I saw random people who are not Godzilla fans, or like Godzilla figure collectors buying the Shimo just because people saw that the Shimo was getting a lot of hate and were discussing the price, and then they just reviewed it, you know, which once again the price is high, but when it's like 8 people just going for clout and clicks and hate clicks, I don't really believe it. So I like to do a nice little base, like a middle base, where it's some outside opinion where they might not have all the Godzilla or, you know, company biases, but then also, you know, a good balance of people who know what they're talking about, who are in the community as well. I think you have to, personally, I think you have to have a good balance of each. So I don't know. I don't think it's too bad. I'm gonna guess that person would say like a Marvel figure in a different color or a Star Wars character would probably be fine at that point. And there's definitely more vinyl on that Space Godzilla than there is a Marvel or a Star Wars, character. So that's my idea. Or at least that's my thoughts on it. I need to take another swig again. Oh, okay. I just realized for this Blu-ray, the Godzilla Fest Blu-ray, I actually don't have enough space. Monster Arts Shimo? No. Monster Arts was getting, like, a ton of people saw the internet, like, you know, not like the price of it. So a ton of people that, like, openly admitted in their figure reviews, like, I don't know about Godzilla, I didn't even see the movie. We just saw that this figure was getting hate, so we wanted to review it, and then hate bombed it. Which, once again, the price is too high, but I think people, you know, overextend a little bit. Like, if it was 170, 160, definitely a better price. But when Evolved is 130, 140, Shimo's double Evolved, you know, grumpily is the price. Which is why you should just wait for Amazon to get them on sale, and then it doesn't matter. You know, because Amazon throws all these things on sale more than enough all the time. Actually, I can do a check right now. Let's see. Evolved went back up to retail price. That kind of blows. Shimo's at regular price. Scar's still on sale for $89. I'd say Scar's actually a really good deal. Suko and Mothra aren't on sale, but they release tomorrow, so that might change. And then Godzilla -1. Oop, I don't have the right one. Oh, Standard Bricks is a Godzilla fan. He's just insane with his clickbaited, overpriced trash thumbnail. If it's Hiya or Monster, is better than Hiya or vice versa. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not I'm not big on that type of, like, mentality of clickbait. Like, I think a little bit in there is fine, but that style and going overboard with the thumbnails, the same thing that Steven does, is kind of overused. I think the same thing comparing Hiya and Monster Arts. Like, I noticed a ton of people when the Hiya 91 set dropped, every post, every story was comparing it to the Monster Arts. It's just like, bruh, just, you can separate the two. It doesn't have to be a constant dick measuring competition, you know. Monster Arts is still around because there's enough fans paying for these figures for Tamashii to continually make enough money to keep these, you know, in rotation at the prices that they're listed. So, you know, if that makes me a sucker, you know, kind of, yeah, but at the same time, you know, I like the feel of these more. You know, just as the same as people saying, well, we like the lower expense, we like how actually suit accurate a lot of these are, even if there's been some deviation a little bit, and then they like the price. They don't mind that it takes forever, you know, things like that. It's fine, you know. But you're right. They always got to be a comparison. But if you guys want -1 minus color or orthochromatic being $40 off is kind of cray. I would say if you guys are on the fence about Shin, I would do this right now. I would do this right now. I would recommend. This is kind of a big deal. Him being that cheap, that's about what you get it for if you order it from like Bai or Japan or something. So I thought he was on a bigger sale a few days ago. Maybe not. He's kind of on a sale. Mogera being 113 is a crazy price. That's a good deal. I don't collect Monster Hunter, but that's a good deal. you know, anything $20-$30 off. I keep getting notifications that the event release of Kong is on sale, and then I keep clicking on it. It's still $90. W boys and girls and everyone in between and out of. Oh wait, that shows things. Iris was at full price for the last like 3 weeks, and obviously right there back down to $252. Very nice, very nice. I'm still nowhere close to being in a spot to purchase it, but it is nice that it went back down in price, because that means when I am ready for it, hopefully it will not be full price. That is basically what I'm trying to do, because that's $250. If I were to order that one hypothetically right now, that's about the price I could get one from Japan after shipping. Now there's a debate that if I bought one from Japan right now, it might ship out faster and get here before the Amazon one. No, that is a debate. But if it was DHL or FedEx, which once again, I don't know if every company is allowing DHL and FedEx right now. I know some of them are. HobbyLink Japan is. Mandarake was still allowing DHL, but like there were certain hoops. Like you couldn't send it to like a business. It had to be your home. It had to be a private address. So I didn't know that about Standard Bricks, being a Godzilla fan. But I kind of, admittingly, I'm kind of staying away from like. I'm we've already had the conversation, me trying to do better, and some of that is not watching some of those more clickbaity, like, I don't want to say overly hatey, but the people that just have to make everything like a critical discussion and argument. I'm trying to stay away from that, because I kind of saw, so Supernova coming out, there's theories that it might be Space Godzilla, there's theories it might be Gigan, there's theories that it might not be either, and it might be an original legendary kaiju again. Maybe not, like there's so many things, and I've seen a lot of people hating on other people and like harassing people in comment sections and in stories, being like, how could you say it's Space Godzilla, you're so this, and it's just kind of like, man, oh man, we can't even let our own fandom have fun having just theories and having fun with it. It's the same thing with like when -1 was coming out. We knew nothing about -1, so it was fun to make theories. And same thing with Supernova. Like, I'm not like invested in the legendary films. I normally do read spoilers for the legendary films as soon as they're kind of out. I don't know if I'm going to do that with this one. These next two blockbuster level movies, I might actually go in with no spoilers, just because it might be fun to experience it raw, I guess. It might be the only way to say that. Especially because like we don't really talk about spoilers on the channel, so like until after the movie's out. So it's like, do I really need to know? Like, even if I don't care, do I need to know, besides the things that will obviously get leaked, which of course once we get to the trailer and Playmate starts releasing toys, we're going to see stuff that we're not supposed to see. Same thing with Mechagodzilla way back when in early 2020. Then fine, but if it actually isn't Space Godzilla, the world will feel my wrath. Yeah. Yeah, it could be anything. I'm excited for whatever it's going to be. Obviously there's rumors, because there's like a Godzilla figure in the trailer that I didn't see before. It's like a Funko Pop, but it's not a Funko Pop, and the design looks really different for Legendary. So now there's a new theory that instead of just going back to his regular old pre-evolved state, he's gonna fully change again, which is kind of actually something we kind of heard, but seeing as it's a different director, all those previous theory leaks and like kind of like whispers, I feel like kind of got blown out of the water, because once Wingard wasn't going to be directing this film, it kind of it's not his film anymore, so the new director could just change whatever he wanted, which kind of makes it sound like maybe we're not getting a Destroya anniversary love piece 2 years later, obviously. I thought that Funko Godzilla was a Space Godzilla tease, because his spines look like crystals. Yeah, it could be. It could be. It could be. It could be space. It could be just another Godzilla. It could be another form. We don't really know. Um, it's so far removed now, and we're not gonna really figure anything out. I mean, I don't even think we would get a trailer by the end of the year. We might get like a tease of a teaser trailer at the end of the year, maybe. I don't know. We might start, honestly, we might start seeing Playmates leaks and, codes and stuff kind of at the beginning of next year because it doesn't come out till March 2027. So, we've got quite a while, and then we don't know when the next Japanese Godzilla film's coming out. The more I hear about it, the more it sounds like it's not going to come out till after Supernova, which I'm okay with. The more time they take for that puppy to cook, I'm okay with it. Not literally cooking a puppy. I'm sorry, Tater. But you never know either. It's different and it's cool looking. I wish I would have saved a photo so I could show people because it's in the teaser. It's like I remember when the first trailer for Godzilla vs Kong came out and everyone was mad like, don't post the Mecha Godzilla thing, and it's just like, bro, it's in the trailer. Like, it's in the first teaser of that film. They show it. They just show it. And then obviously by that point we already had the Playmates leaks, so like, so I've seen some people complaining about that already, or like people being mad that people are trying to decipher what the Morse code is. Once again, super weird. I don't know. It's all fun for me. I like this theory craft. I like all the things that we do with these movies, especially even if you're not really invested with the MonsterVerse. Like, it is fun to theorize because they're so weird and so out of the ballpark a lot of the times that, like, even if you don't really care, sometimes it is kind of like a whoa, kind of a surprise. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna say on that. I think overall, and the same thing, basically to wrap it back around, it goes into toy collecting too. I feel like maybe a lot of people are way too critical. Like, remember, oh, okay, 17 years ago when it didn't really matter what Bandai creation or movie monster series was throwing out, we all just praised it endlessly, even if it was bad. Like, I remember when the Bandai creation Hedorah came out and everyone was like, and that figure is not good. I mean, it doesn't move. It's basically a rock. Hey, you don't remember. You're too young for that. But me and a lot of my era of collectors just, and people still do. People still, ride the wagon of Bandai, which I'm not trashing Bandai because they do a lot of the time put out really good product, but sometimes they don't. Do I have to bring up the version 2 Burning Godzilla and Destroya? And like some of the modern releases, like, back then, and I realized that's all that we had. And then even when Monster Arts came out, the first like 1 or 2 years, like, people didn't really critique it too much, or people were just fine with the issues because it was like, oh, we got articulated Godzilla figures. And then after a while, it started to sour by 2014. Mainly with the 2014 Godzilla release. I think that's when it all started going downhill for that. But even like X Plus, like, it's just weird to me seeing people be like superly critical, and I've done it in the past too. So like, I'm no saint. It's something I'm trying to be better with, like these figures, like even the Hiya. Like, I'm gonna give y'all my opinion if I'm asked, or like if it's like a plot point or like it's important for a stream, and that's it. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's the word of law. But like, some people I see like just immediately trashing something, and it's just kind of like, and then they go and they ride something else. It's so weird. It's very odd to me. I'll say it like this: there are legitimately very few products, factually in the Godzilla product sphere of things, that are actually bad. Okay, there's opinions, and then there's like opinions with a little bit of fact. And then there's fact, and most of the time it's a little bit of opinion and a little bit of fact. Like, it can go both ways, or it's just 100% opinion, where I just feel like people are just maybe a little too critical of things. It used to be a lot simpler, and that's an internet thing. Like, the internet has made us all critical and, professionals in our own right, because now we just have everything at the tip of our hands. So, we all can criticize something whether we have it or not, and that's, something I don't like doing. And I don't like that I've done it in the past. So I'm trying not to anymore. There will be things that are come out that are objectively going to be bad, and we're going to be able to objectively be able to criticize it straight from the get-go at at the prototype or even at release. But like the Hiya figures, neither one's bad at all. People are going to love it, and some people are going to hate it, and there's going to be some people who have problems with how the way Monster Arts does things, and then if Hiya does it, which I'd kind of lump the 91 Godzilla in that realm where things got changed for worse, and people are going to be fine with it because it's Hiya and because it's cheaper, and then they're still going to trash Monster Arts, and that's completely okay. A little hypocritical, but at the same time it is $40 cheaper, so that's part of the factual side. Well, it's like, well, it is $40 cheaper, but those types of things. So it is how it is. That's why pre-ordering kind of sucks. You gotta watch where you're pre-ordering your figures, because if you pre-order on a site that doesn't allow cancellations, then it kind of blows. Which is why I do like using Hobby Link Japan and Big Bad Toy Store, because most of the time you can cancel anything on those sites without a deposit and no harm done. Where places like Ami, you do it enough, they'll slap you on the wrist, which once again makes sense, especially if it's something that isn't selling well. It just means that they're gonna have more stock in hand, so it does affect them too. So it's pros and cons. It's kind of one of those debates of well, do you pre-order everything that you might like, or do you run the risk of not pre-ordering something, having it sell out, and being more expensive on the aftermarket? Kind of like -1 Monster Arts, where a lot of people didn't pre-order it, and then it came out and they actually ended up liking it, or at least liking it enough to be able to risk the purchase, and then people ended up spending $200 at the end of 2023, beginning of 2024. One of those situations. And that's the risk, and that's what makes collecting really hard, because sometimes you don't want to run that risk, and that's completely fair too. So I had another talking point, and now I've kind of gone on a tangent for 15 minutes, and I kind of forgot what I was going to do. Oh, yes. Okay. So I was going to do this as a separate stream, but we're kind of right there. It's almost reveals time for the end of May. And like I've said, we've already kind of have a few with Tamashii. I'm still refreshing their page to see if they're announcing anything else, which they haven't yet. But with that being said, what would I like to see from Tamashii? So this is going to be limited to a few items. So this is going to be the SH Monster Arts line, what I think will be revealed for this month, if there's a reveal for this month. And Monster Arts, Godzilla, or Gamera. I'm not going to guess Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Monster Hunter, because I know nothing about Monster Hunter. And the Yu-Gi-Oh! Line is very, very interesting, and I'm keeping a close eye on all those releases, because they seem to be ballpark hits for the most part. They're just really hard to predict right now, and they don't do one every month. So, and then we're going to have SHF Ultraman, which we'll make 2 predictions, or we'll make a few, because there's maybe a general release this month, and there should be a P Bandai release. Tamashii Webshop release this month. There should be. And then Dragon Ball. We're gonna make Dragon Ball, which we'll probably do Dragon Ball first, just to kind of get into the role of it. So if I were to take a guess on what's going to be revealed for Dragon Ball, I'm not going to label whether it's a P Bandai or a general release, because I kind kind of don't know. I think we're gonna see Glorio, Pansy, and Supreme Kai. I think we're gonna see either there's photos, there's promo photos of all three. I think two of them are gonna be together. So it's either gonna be Pansy and Glorio as a set, or it's gonna be Supreme Kai and Ponzi as a set. I believe it's Ponzi, not Pansy. Excuse me, it's Ponzi. I believe it's going to be like that. I think if one of those releases are going to be a singular release, it's going to be Glorio, which I'm really excited for Glorio. So I think it's going to be probably those three, or one of those three at least. And then for Daima, I don't think they're going to do the two big ones. The ones. Well, okay, so that's actually incorrect, because I realized in 2 days the English dub for Daima is done. Episode 19 and 20 are both premiering this Friday, so there is a possibility that SH Figuarts could announce the spoiler characters. I put quotes on that because I know there are people still waiting for the dub to be finished to watch it. So for the people that haven't seen what happens in the last two episodes, I'll keep you guys hidden. I'll try. At least it could be one of the handful of releases from there. It could be. It could be him. But we also know that SH Figuarts is doing a Dragon Ball Legends collab for the 7th anniversary, and that is very, very important to make sure that I tag on there. It is for the 7th anniversary of Legends. So that kind of limits what it could be. I've seen a lot of people saying Shallot, Giblet, and their fusion, or Zahara. I don't think the last three, it's not going to be Zahara, it's not going to be the fusion, it's not going to be Giblet, or Giblet. I think it's Giblet. It's probably going to be Shallot. And then I think they're going to do what they did with Dragon Ball FighterZ. If you guys were there back a few years ago, Figuarts and FighterZ had a multi-figure collaboration where they were specifically going to release characters that were in the game, and they weren't collab figures necessarily, but they were at the same time. Sharktopus Cretaceous Ghidorah is definitely going to be revealed. I would say before we see Cretaceous, I think we would have to see a Heisei Mothra from the trilogy, but I would love Cretaceous. I would actually love all. I would love all the Mothra forms from the Mothra trilogy and all of the enemies. Degarla, Death Ghidorah. Death Ghidorah would be amazing. And Grand Ghidorah would also be perfect, and Cretaceous. So I'll take all of them. I would. And then, I mean, if they want to make the fairies into SH Figuarts, that would be pretty cool. And then they could release like the mini Mothra and the dragon, that the villain for the trilogy, the third sister, they could have her as well. So that would be awesome. So I'm definitely down for that Sharktopus. Yeah, it's him. It could be him. It could be because once again, Daima is ending for the dub this week. They're doing both episodes, so pretty cool. So I do think Shallot is 100% happening.